Greetings. Today I have another stag review. Very exciting. I got these stags from Latitude 64 from Sweden on that 4 days where they had free shipping. And my brother got the VIP X Stag. Stag is a speed 8, glide 6, turn of -1, and a fade of 2. So this is your standard VIP, the blue ones. The pink ones are VIP X, the Happy Skulls, and they are a little bit stiffer on that dome. I want to see if there's any difference between these two plastics. I know that DD is putting these out tomorrow, December 2nd, and I'm sure they'll just get gobbled up by all you Westside fans. So I'm going to get to it. Let's see how these things fly. All right, and here is a look at the stags. We have VIP on the right and VIP X on the left. No real differences in the mold. The VIP X was definitely a little bit stiffer when you pushed in the top. Both of these discs have made me curious, as I know that top pros are curious in the stag if you've caught on to it. So here we are just warming up, throwing a bit of a flat shot, and you can see the stag is very easy to straighten, as it is a -1 turn, and it has a little bit of fade at the end. It doesn't take much power to get it to straighten. Here are the VIP X's. Now you will notice a slight increase in stability in the VIP X's, but not like other VIP or Lucid or Opto X discs that I have compared. It's just a little bit more on the fade. It's still relatively easy to straighten, and you can see both of the VIP X's got to the ground there, CTPing, and both of the blue VIPs went a little bit deeper and stayed a little bit straighter. Here we're going directly into probably an 8 to 10 mile per hour headwind, and I wanted to throw these on a very slight hyzer and just see what they did. And you can see that it did turn over into that headwind, and these are the VIPs, the blue ones that I'm throwing first. And you can see with that they would be very easy to straighten. Here are the VIP X's, looking to straighten them and see a little bit of fade, little bit more fade at the end, which is kind of nice and useful. Got a little bit over on this one, but still has the fade at the end, where you saw those VIPs kind of continued to turn off to the right. And here is our spread. They went about 330 feet. I feel like for me that's the max out on the stag. Here we're going to go forced over anhyzer. So using it as a point and shoot, forcing it over. The basket is next to that red and blue marked tree at about like 300 feet-ish. Both of those shots were very similar in flight, and you can see when you direct them over, they continue to go over as long as you have enough power on it. Here's the first VIP X, and it almost aces the basket that's in there. And on the last one, I don't quite get the VIP X over, and you can see that stability as it fades out back to the left and skips in those leaves. Here's a look at our shots here. Probably had at least 2 ace runs here. Both of those stags landed on top of one another. Please make some minis or some new stags. VIP X faded out a little bit to the left there, and then that last shot ended up all the way in front of the longer basket. Here we're shooting at a 260-foot shot. One of the things I could see useful for this as a fairway driver is kind of throwing it where you want to throw a straight shot. You can straighten it and have that dependable fade, tunnel shots, and so forth. Also, this is a hole, you could also use this probably in place of a mid-range if that was your comfort. I know sometimes I use a river instead of using my gatekeeper and so forth. The stag could also be something in that realm. Hopefully you guys have seen, I compared it to the Escape and the Saint in a previous review, and here we have our spread on those shots, showing that it can be a controlled driver. And I would probably want to throw this anywhere from 260 on the short side to like 320 on the long side. All right, here we're going to put some power on it, and I want to say it's about 80% power, and you can see that it definitely off of the release turned over to the right and did have a little bit of dependable fade at the end. Looking at the VIP X's, I think on this first one I really get it over a bit, but still has more fade than the regular VIP. But I wouldn't say that it's necessarily harder to throw like some of the other X plastics that I have thrown. The test is going to be how well or how long it takes those to beat up, and if they keep their same flight characteristics for quite a long while. That will be where the money is made with that VIP X plastic. On this last one, I'm throwing about a 300-foot shot, and I'm trying to mimic a straight shot, say through the woods or something like that, where I'd have a little bit of fade at the end, and just trying to show how easy it is really at probably 60 to 70% power to get one out there, at least with my arm speed. VIP X, I will say, did feel like it's going to have a more dependable fade on that release, and I felt like I could get into those a little bit more, as you see I did right here, believing that it's going to get back to the left towards the basket. I overthrew these, but they are all kind of just outside the circle. I really enjoyed throwing these discs. I didn't find too much difference between the VIP X and the regular VIP. They are definitely a good buy, and they are available. The Happy Skull Face VIP X is available at Dynamic Discs on December 2nd. So hopefully you can check one out. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next review.